All right, heads up for you. Traffic is going to be tricky in one part of Albuquerque's west side today, and it will likely be like this for quite some time.
This is because the city has a big project going on. This is on Unser, just north of I-40. It's where News 13's David Romero is right now. So, David, exactly how long is this area going to be a mess?
Well, Matt, the city tells us that drivers in this area can expect a disruption for about the next 6 months. That should take us to about the end of August. But after that, they say that all the expansions that they're making in the area should make the morning commute and afternoon commute a whole lot smoother. Now, the main purpose of the project is, of course, to widen an already busy part of Unser that Westsiders depend on for the morning and evening commute. This will eventually expand this part of the road to 3 lanes in each direction, with lanes for pedestrians and bicycles on both sides. So that's in addition to the extra lane of traffic. Now, for the meantime, Mark Motzko with the city says the north and southbound lanes will be squeezed from 2 to 1 lane in each direction from north of I-40 to Oubre while the construction is happening.
As the city continues to grow and people come in from Sandoval County and everything, we want to make sure that those times for people's commutes are manageable.
Now, to help ease some of the congestion that's going to normally occur here in the area because of the construction, Motzko says that they plan to do work in areas opposite of where the morning rush or afternoon rush is happening. So that means in the morning, the northbound lanes will be worked on to accommodate the southbound traffic, which is trying to get out of this area and into the city. In the afternoon, it's going to switch over to the other side, so the southbound lanes are worked on while traffic is coming back north. Matt, back to you.
All right, thank you for the heads up, Mr. Romero. The project is supposed to cost about $3 million. Well, you could call them off the hook this morning.
Yeah, a number of people who have been arrested in Albuquerque recently could have their cases dropped soon, all because of some of the officers involved in their cases. They keep getting into some trouble. 3 officers who were arrested recently are now off the force. Osama Rashid, the president of the New Mexico Criminal Defense Lawyers Association, tells us the cases these guys investigated could very well be dropped because they probably won't be able to show up in court, and they'll likely have credibility issues.
And if their credibility is suspect, the DA's office is likely not to want to put the officer or former officer in that situation.
Just so you know, officers must be in court. The federal government says people who are on trial have the right to confront officers and question how they arrested them and investigated their case.
Well, hundreds of sex offenders and other high-risk inmates here in New Mexico could be headed to a new prison very soon. And
it is all causing quite the controversy. You see, the company that runs it has had security issues in the past. The Corrections Department plans on sending these inmates to Otero County, where sex offenders can stay in normal cells and get treated. Right now, those inmates cannot stay with others and stay locked up for 23 hours a day.
Some of these guys eventually will be hitting the street, and what we would prefer to have them going to the communities with some treatment so they don't reoffend again.
Some are wondering if this is a good idea because a company called Management and Training Corporation runs the prison, and that is the same company that runs a prison in Kingman, Arizona, where inmate John McCluskey escaped back in 2010. He was accused of killing a couple near Santa Rosa while being on the run. The Corrections Department says it's confident the prison in Otero County will be secure. A boy is recovering after falling through the roof of an Albuquerque middle school. The boy, who is from Taft, New Mexico, and 3 of his buddies were on top of Taylor Middle School near 4th and Ranchitos yesterday afternoon when the boy fell about 25 feet through the skylight and landed in the gym. He was taken to UNM Hospital. Deputies are still investigating what these boys were up to. As of right now, no charges have been filed. By the way, students did not have class yesterday because of the President's Day holiday.
Well, state police are now waiting to get the autopsy results on a 19-year-old who died at Caballo Lake this weekend. Omar Sanchez went missing on Saturday after he'd been camping with friends, and Sunday morning, a dive team recovered his body. Well, later today, a canine group from here in New Mexico will probably be back out looking for a teenager from southern Colorado who's been missing for 3 months now. This group is called Canine Forensics. It's from Edgewood, and it's using its cadaver dogs to help look for this young man, Dylan Redwine. He was last seen back in November near his father's home in Vallecito. That's near Durango. Sheriff's deputies have searched this area, as you can see, but they have not found much. Well, you know, usually people who get pulled over don't tell the cops that they are drunk or on drugs.
No, that's not usually the case, but that's not the case, or was the case, for one guy in Santa Fe. And now sheriff deputies are waiting for results of a blood test to see exactly what he was on. Deputies say Luis Lozoya Moya also almost sideswiped one of their patrol cars on Airport Road this weekend. And then they say he told them something that they say no one ever really admits to.
Deputies were telling me that you smoked some spice? Yeah? How long ago? 30 minutes ago.
Spice is synthetic marijuana that makes people feel and act high. Deputies did a field sobriety test on Moya. They say he failed it and was placed under arrest. When the blood test comes back, Moya could face charges of driving under the influence of drugs. One Santa Fe police officer is on desk duty as he continues to be under investigation for something he's accused of doing while being off duty. Police say Christopher Sandoval got into a dispute outside a Rio Rancho Walgreens Friday afternoon. Police say a man wanted Sandoval to move his car and things got heated and apparently ended up with Sandoval pointing a weapon at the man. Sandoval, a 4-year veteran of the Santa Fe PD, was arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
And the man police say smashed his car into a home in northeast Albuquerque this weekend is still in jail. Officers say Kevin Foles ran a stop sign, lost control of his car, and crashed into this house on Indian School in Chelwood. This was overnight Saturday. Police are investigating if he was involved with breaking into a building a few blocks away. Now, we found out that Foles is on parole right now for aggravated battery and other charges. He also has a long rap sheet. Elizabeth.
The Valencia County Fire Department will be investigating the cause of a family single-wide mobile home and a car that burned up in flames. Sky News 13 was there to catch it all. It happened yesterday afternoon around 3:45, just south of Belen. Officials say the family took the trailer onto their property to do some work on it. Well, the family has a home that the fire department was able to prevent from catching on fire.